For one last time, we are kicking it into gear. We're moving to Dust 2, and we're going on to the deciding map. Yeah versus TeamOne. A bit of a Brazilian battle between these guys, with a bit of American flair added in from a couple of players. But right now, it is going to come down to a map which to me is always a true 50-50. Momentum-based, not as tactical, heavy hitting, a lot of opportunities for big players to step up and show their face.
Yeah, there's also a lot on the line, right? Who can claim to be the best Brazilian team in North America as of right now? Both Furia and MIBR, they're playing it out and duking it out in Europe. So who's the third string? Who's going to be that team, that potentially can't fight them when they come back? I think we'll find out, in this game who stands a little bit stronger in that matchup. Both teams so far have shown us great stuff, and both teams have shown a little bit of scrappy stuff, so don't really know where to put it.
I feel like Dust 2 is a convenient way to close up that series. If you think about how these maps happen, most of these series nowadays end up on an Inferno, an Overpass, one of these tactical maps. None of that shenanigans here. We're in for the kills, we're in for the duels, we're in for the opening kills as well. Maluki and RCF, the AWP duel on Dust 2. I just find it fitting for the whole story.
But you didn't answer properly last time, man.
Sorry, I did goof around a little bit, James.
So, who do you think is going to take the win?
I do believe TeamOne coming in with the the momentum from Nuke, and overall, you look at both these lineups, they should be the favorite. Should being obviously the key word, the key tense there. They've been together for the longer time. They've been a stepping stone for some of the talent over Brazil. We've talked about it in the pre-show already, but now it's time for them to show it on the server.
Well, they will try and show it on the server. And they will start off on their T side. Their T side on Nuke was pretty damn good. Can they deliver on a map like Dust 2? Maybe not as tactical when it comes down to it, but there are little avenues where you can find those advantages. RCF, though, we spoke about him. USP, headshots, 3 quick kills, and so far, it's just the USPs taking the win. Swisher, the only man to go down, he didn't get a chance, but everyone else on his team popping right off.
I called out RCF. I said in the AWP duel, you're losing to Maluki. He heard me and said, hey, man, I got you.
He
Just
went
give
my
me
USP.
USP. It's going to be better than the AWP. And he himself locks down the entirety of A-Long, winning the first gun round for Yay Gaming. Best way to react, best way to bounce back from that loss on Nuke. This could be all forgiven, could be all forgotten if they get away with the 2-1.
Again, though, we're going to see the force up come into play. RCF already being tagged up by the... Oh, no! Oh, yeah.
Biggest anime betrayal.
He was like, no, I am the scout. It's mine.
Look at me. I am the scout.
Now, that was unfortunate, because he also did, before he got killed, tag up RCF with the scout at middle. Potential for them in that round, and now the team kills come in, and now they are down 2 players already. 5 still alive up for Yeah. And this is problematic for One, because you forced into this round, and you now have a player with 0 money.
It is unfortunate. TeamOne gathering up towards mid, but as you can see, Ye have the perfect setup. Duma with the MP9. It's going to make quick work of Pesta. Not a chance in the world to enter back once you miss that scout shot. And now it's all on to Barton and PRT, gathering up towards short. And deploy the smoke and play behind it. Swisher just waiting for them towards A-ramp. Maybe a flash behind him. Don't need. Well, you might have needed the flash, and here comes the flash now that you're dead. How does that help, huh?
You're getting mad on his behalf? I like it.
I'd be a little bit mad if I'm him and the flash didn't come.
Oh,
wait a minute, Barton's making
now,
it competitive, and PRT comes in with the Deagle. Another shot from the Deagle. It started as a joke, and now it's a 1v2 for RCF.
The memes have become a reality, and RCF reality is just death at the hands of a scout. 3 scout kills and 2 Deagle kills will win them the force.
I was so close saying it's great to finally see a team win the pistol and win the follow-up convincingly, playing the better team, playing together, and making sure not to throw away the round, and then that happened.
Boom.
I mean, let me be honest, these shots are beautiful, and I don't want to take anything away from him. But when I'm memeing about Swisher not using that flash from behind long, that should be one of the most normal protocol on A-long, right? You're playing that A-ramp, you feel the pressure coming in, you ask for a flash. He didn't, he went for the duel, and Barton destroyed him with the scout. It was a 3v5, even a 2v5, I do believe. And they turn things around. Tragedy for Yay Gaming.
That's a round you can... it's just a round you can never lose, James. It's unbelievable at this point, but it's one of those that's going to sting a bit unless they can respond back straight away this time around. Bu couldn't hit anything. Maluki again finding the opening kill on a bit of a cheap basis, but nice shot with the scout. And he's going to continue. Again, the Deagle. He's been hitting some shots with that one as well. Barton stepping it up. Dumau, I feel like the best player from Year Gaming in this series so far. And that's a nice shot through the wall.
Nasty.
All right, then. Style points for that. Seems to be the game of the scouts at the moment.
Yeah. Scout plays coming into full fruition.
Okay.
Still trying to soften them up, and that makes it nice and easy work there for the Deagles. The Swisher is very low on health. Hasn't been able to pick up a weapon off the back of it. You can just get a gust of wind blow by and he's going to fall on down. But all it will take is a couple of AK shots instead. Dumau's just looking to do some extra damage, whatever's possible. Not really a hope in hell's chance of taking the round.
No, they stabilize the situation. And Mab's going to take him out. Somewhat of a clean situation for TeamOne. 3 players staying alive. They did allow their opponent for a lot of back and forth towards a mid, and some of them paid the price for it, but at the end, securing that round towards a long. Now, Year Gaming, they have absolutely nothing to show for in that round. There is a mere Zeus onto Dumau, which kind of makes me happy, I'm not gonna lie. Always like to see people gonna try and play Zeus. We see some USPs chirping away towards a mid. That's not exactly the best. Wait a minute, there's a ton of damage being inflicted towards the key side, so they could still stabilize the situation, but they have to be a little bit careful.
That was very aggressive from the CTs. A lot of damage done, only netting themselves 1 kill, but there's a couple of players relatively low. Certainly these USPs could be put to work, but PRT is going to make sure that's not going to be happening anytime soon.
Bit of damage inflicted into the economy, and we get to see the first full buy round. We get to see the first AWP against AWP duel between RCF and Maluki. We talked about it coming into the game. That could be the difference maker so far. Well, both of them have had a bit of impact. Of course, RCF in the pistol and then Maluki in the round after. This time around, RCF is hitting the kill. Is he blinded? No. Not according as per the HUD, but that was a nice kill and a good opening. And exactly what Year Gaming needed.
Important kill found onto Blue. PRT. Enjoy the perfect flash from Maluki, leaving now Swish in a very uncomfortable position. He knows long has been compromised, has to close the gap towards short. Does he know about his opponent? Ooh. Quick flick from Barton. Such an important kill now. Just hiding, toying with Dumau. He doesn't need to take the fight because the advantage is clearly in favor of TeamOne. Now taking things into his own hands, taking charge of the situation. But how much can he accomplish?
That was a nice timing there to force Dumau back, because the molly went down. Meant he couldn't challenge the guy that was still trying to push up from short. Barton needs to be careful. RCF can hit a really nice shot at this point, but is he going to check it? That's what you expect from RCF. Deals the damage, and this could be their way in. Malb stuck on the site. His teammate on long. Malb's position's 100% known now, but the time is already ticking away. And with no kit, they're going to have to fall back. They can't quite make it work, but RCF did try his might to force his way in, was just a bit too slow running up on it.
Nothing really they could do in that situation. Bomb was planted towards long as well. No smoke, no pressure. No nothing they could have done. Unfortunately, couldn't capitalize off the good start RCF gave them. There was a nice peak with AWP showing up as we requested. As Matthew said, we need to see RCF find more impact, and he needs to find, if not as much, then even more impact than Maluki is doing. And right now, he's also off to a good start. TeamOne Esports, I think we all said that they were the favorites coming into Dust 2, and so far they're showing, but it's far from over. I think both teams have bought into the concept of a scrappy game of Counter-Strike right now. It seems like they're not taking out every situation as much as they probably could. Dumau by himself towards short, and once again gets taken down. I like him being proactive, but maybe should have had a teammate to hold him.
He's got one of the only rifles in the game. It's RCF now with the AWP, and he had an M4. I can understand willing to go for the duel. At some point, you got to do it. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Now, TeamOne in that comfortable fighting for a great angle being found. I say that, though. Maps is way too quick on the trigger. It's making work, making plays, cleaning up the site. And for TeamOne, things look to be under control. We've never really used that word for that series. It's been messy all across the board, but this time around, TeamOne seem to be behaving as the favorite.
It's just T-sides again from them.
They have looked quite deadly on him, I have to say.
Yeah, much more organized. I feel like they're better prepared for it. CT side sometimes just escaping from them. But RCF
Clean.
not even going to get a chance to save the AWP. He will be able to buy it into the next round. But again, it's just going to be expensive for him.
Skill, man. We have to talk about Mounts and his skill as well. I feel like he's had some of these crisp headshots. You could see the cross replacement in that round previous, just waiting for the peak and then adjusting through the smoke onto Swisher. That was beautiful work from him.
Yeah, I thought Swisher was going to have him dead to ride.
Right? You'd think so.
Yeah, it looked like it.
He had everything going for him, but a good game sense, a good cross replacement as well. Now TeamOne, after putting down the smoke towards Xbox, actually gathering up towards B. Are they ready on the side of Ye? I see an AWP on Dumao, and that's going to be the key factor.
Are they going to go for a straight up B hit as well?
Oh yeah, baby.
You cannot go in dry for a B push like this. Dumao trying to take a few shots through the smoke, not going to connect with anything just yet. Full commitment coming out from TeamOne. All the utility goes up in the air. They're not going to be able to hold on to the position. Dumao is doing his best work with it, but they have pushed and forced their way in. TeamOne have control of it, and the retake on B is, to me, one of the most difficult sites to retake when it comes to CSGO.
At this point, it has to be a save. I don't think they should go for it, and I don't think they will go for it. Swisher using a smoke, so he hopefully can get away with the gun in his hands. The two teammates of his are already gone. I gotta say, that one right there, TeamOne, that was some of the best Counter-Strike I've seen tonight. That was a great execute. Molotovs on point, smokes on point, tons of flashing.
Oh, the flashing,
Tons of flashing, you know. All positions within that bomb site would have been touched by a Molotov or by a flash at some point. If they can execute B like that from the beginning of the round, then EA Gaming will have to find a way to stop that before that happens. That was a very well executed B hit from TeamOne Esports.
And the thing there for TeamOne as well is you dealt with the first AWP, you've now taken that out of their hands. No way of them even having a chance to get it off them again and save it. So expensive. The moment they've gone for a double AWP setup, they're straight away punished for it. They can get the buy back in here, sure, but they're not going to have everything they want in this round. And if this follow-up round comes in again from TeamOne, well, they're sitting pretty. Already some players over 10K.
You're right. A lot of money in the bank. Change of plan, change of pace for TeamOne. They hadn't really attacked A-Long instantly before, and now it's been taken. It's a lot of ground covered already for the T side, making life a little bit uncomfortable for EA Gaming. You can see the setup. They have accepted that situation. They have catwalk control, so they're not going to be under too much pressure. What usually happens in these situations is that you'll see T's just executing on the A side from A-Long, and then it becomes a battle of the utility, and at that game, both teams have a shot.
This man right here, though, RCF. He's certainly one that can lock it down from this position if necessary. Dumao finding this kill on lower B, though. That's going to help him out quite massively. Swish is here for the backup. You falling back from short as well. They're jumping across. They're going to be able to hear it. Oh, they try to get a boost on go, but RCF is spotted out. So they've forgiven the actual site itself. RCF still able to do some damage from here. They're getting boost left, right, and center. Oh, no, they do not expect it at all. Mounts may be in the site, but he's not going to have a chance. They're completely surrounding him, and it all fell apart oh so quickly. Nice decision-making there from Ye. Double boost coming up.
Very good protocols coming out of Ye in that situation. They had forgotten the site, or rather, given it away, but you could see what they would do with it. Two players towards Gandalf, one baiting for the other, and then the boost coming in from CT spawn. It was very hard for TeamOne to cope with all that pressure, cope with all these rifles tripping at them. Very good round. The reference round for EA Gaming, but it's not going to slow TeamOne down. After about 45 seconds, they're already out. RCF open up the debate, joined by Dumao, the AWPs, and then through the smoke, fast, puts Barton on the ground. 3 quick kills.
And that should be it. That should be round over. It's going to be a tough one now for Maluki and PRT to fight their way back into. The B bomb site is vulnerable, though. There's only one player defending it. If he doesn't get a kill and he goes down, there's a legit chance that they could take over the B bomb site. Good flash right here, but good shot by Dumao as well. Maluki just waiting. 1 versus 5. We've seen it happen before, but I highly doubt it's going to be the case here. And there we go. Dumao doesn't fear. Molotov goes through it, gets the kill, and puts another round onto board for Year Gaming. They're doing well right now. They're playing some solid Counter-Strike. And TeamOne, you said it, change of pace, and that change of pace have not worked for them at all.
Great time for a timeout, though, for TeamOne. This is what you want to see. Start to let a few rounds drop away, bring yourself back into the game, work out what you can change up here. Don't allow them to get too far ahead. Don't allow them to get comfortable and confident. See what you can throw into the mix. Deadly Deeks. Only two teams break back on the second round after losing more often than TeamOne this year. Oh?
I'll let you take that one. It's a bit too late for me. I don't challenge whoever. Elliot's probably onto something. It's just my brain working too slow at the moment.
Elliot, you've 400 IQ'd this one, and we're all sat here completely lost. Just to remind you, Elliot, it is 1:53 AM. It may be fine for you, but we are not capable of such thoughts. Please simplify your stats. I want a bank. 2 plus 2 is 4. Make our life easy.
The key takeaway from that is Deadly Deeks. We understand the point. We have seen it without any doubt. But back to the action at hand. RCF with that boost towards Catwalk will be punished. Great protocols coming up TeamOne as well. Ooh. Picked up the AWP, but is pushed out of this position. He's gonna have to forego it. There's nothing he can do about it. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with Duma also. Wait a minute. Do we have both AWPs on the A side? Yeah, that's what's happening. They have a double AWP set up towards A. But Bu, he wants to fight.
And he is going to get a fight. Maluki ducks up under it, but he still loses his head. That is a key kill coming through. Now, though, the site is empty, and I hate fighting this position. When you're a CT, this is so hard to do. But Fastin, he's there to back him up. The shots are coming through, but spraying it out's not going to work out. And that's how you retake control. All at one time, they hit it from all sides. TeamOne finding an opportunity and making the most out of it.
How many times have we seen TeamOne abusing that second wave from long? It seems to be an issue for Year Gaming. As soon as their focus is towards Catwalk and the execute coming in, someone finds that timing.
Win lot after lose. TeamOne win lots second round after lose.
Is that simple enough for you, James? Do you understand what's going on now?
He's speaking my language.
Yeah, are winning a lot of rounds.
They're really good with the Deagle. That's the key. That's the key. They're really good with the pistol. This is the message. And who's good? It's Barton with the AWP. Now it's on too fast, but he's no good for no kill. In a matter of 20 seconds, TeamOne have taken the B-bomb side for themselves. And it's been an issue for Year Gaming, a recurring issue.
I just realized what we've done for ourselves here is Elliot is now going to hit us with some mad stat that's just going to completely bamboozle everything we've ever thought of. And no one's going to understand it but him.
No, but you know what we did? And I wanted to make it clear that it was not his fault. I just feel like I'm slow right now. So nothing to do with him.
I'm sat here sipping my second can of Monster Energy Ultra Blue. And I am still feeling like I need to face palm on the desk.
Look, we're having a good time. I feel like the Counter-Strike is of great quality.
Counter-Strike definitely helping. It's just 2 in the morning.
It's okay. We're here. We're having a good time. The viewers as well. Hoping you're having a good time. Guys out there.
I hope the viewers are having a good time.
I appreciate you for being here, for bearing with us. It's been a learning experience, but we're having a good time so far.
You're learning how to commentate. It's impressive.
I'm having a really good time, I have to say. I feel like it's kind of hard. I will say, though.
It's hard to commentate NA compared to TV.
It is hard for me to take a distance with the round and truly analyze what's happening. If you get what I mean. I feel like I don't have the distance I need to understand truly what's happening in the round.
It's very different from when we were sat in the green room.
It is very different.
And we look at individual rounds and we pull key moments out.
I feel like I might be missing points, right? I might be missing some elements as to what's happening. So it's a learning experience as well.
Sure. He might be missing the chance here. He's going to jump in. They're going to take some shots at him and he goes down to the Glock.
Pew, pew.
Starting to look quite dire for Year Gaming. Not gonna lie, down 8-3, money is not looking too good either, and you may feel you'll be missing something, but I don't think that's the case, Matthew. I think you're spot on when you're saying Year Gaming, they're good at coming in with the second wave of attack. They've been switching it up. Take long control, go back to B. Go B, go long. Back and forth, so Year Gaming can never really feel comfortable as to where TeamOne are at. on the map, and that's a bit of a problem for them. Once again, they find themselves in a situation with just one AWP on RCF, and he has not found the impact that we would have liked him to so far. The rest of the team is on pistols. That's a good flash, and once again, it's just about to say he gets taken out, but 1 HP and a Dream can still be very impactful here. Goes for the duel again. Maluki misses the shot, but RCF lives by the skin of his teeth.
I'm just impressed he's still alive.
Yeah.
Like, he got pressured, still went back, and potentially could have got a kill there at long.
I wonder how much TeamOne know about the financial situation. Well, if they have it out of doubt, now they know Barton is going to take out that pistol. So the information is out there. So far, they're electing to stay towards A-Long, probably believing that with the right execute, with the right utility, they're going to make their way peacefully. Fastin is camped on the A side with the Deagle. We know that position can be deadly if the flashes are missing. First hit from Fastin. Good trade from PRT, and I feel like it's been the story, it's been the trend for this game. Very good trades. Speaking of which, Swisher is coming in from behind. He's been spotted, but can he do more?
He managed to get himself into the pit, and he's grabbed an AWP for his money as well. They're not going to give him any opportunity, though. And he's actually got Barton coming to finish him off. Quick headshot delivered. Bew is the only one left alive. Bew, the friendly ghost, going to try and save on to the Deagle while speaking French at the same time to bless Maniac's ears.
I just realized Bew is also the sound you make when you cry. See? You don't cry like that?
That's a
bit of a stretch, yeah.
So
That's how I cry.
You wanted Bew's name to be Boo and now a crying noise.
Guys, it's about thinking outside the box. It's about being creative, imaginative, right?
This is not imaginative. This is borderline. Like,
someone is losing his mind.
Yeah. Maniac does not function as a normal human past 1 in the morning.
Guess there's only one way you can find out, right? That is making you cry right here, right now, Matthew. So,
but you cannot. I'm having the time of my life.
well,
I'm pretty sure I could do something to make you cry.
me too.
It would involve kicking you very hard.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'm very scared. Please just stay exactly where you are.
Oh, here we go. It's a team game. 1 kill separated all 5 members of on map 1. 4 on 21, 1 on 22.
That is amazing. Yeah,
that is a real good team.
Yeah. We talked about how the distribution of fragments is very narrow on Mirage. It was a team effort all the way, even though it was an extremely close map. If you're watching this game right now and you missed the first map, make sure to go check the VOD. It was a pretty good game.
What is the problem though for and their CT sides here? Like, obviously TeamOne T side is very impressive. You guys have been speaking about it, right? How they've been able to have that second wave coming through. But they're getting a few kills, but that's about it.
I think
it's just a basic hold.
Yeah, I think it's the lack of control, right? You don't really have control over anywhere on the map. Like, you don't push out short and take short control. You don't push out long and take long control. You're sitting back a little bit and just waiting for the execute to happen towards you. You can choose to play like that. That's okay, but you gotta be stronger in your defense than they have been. Like this one example, right? Boo pushing all the way inside long now. He's well aware that nothing is gonna come from long. So the second wave we're talking about, that's no longer gonna be a problem. So all of a sudden, already now, I would say Jägerling is in a much better position.
Yeah, because RCF now can move back a bit.
Exactly.
You can ensure there's some...
And there we go.
Not what you want to see happen.
Look, the idea was good. The idea was extremely good. The execution a little bit less now. Swisher alone with the rifle. Yes, he's got to have to abandon his position. He's had no one behind him with the flash. But do TeamOne actually push on in? The punish coming in from Mabs. Fastin was a little bit too curious. So was Dumao, and it's all falling apart. TeamOne just basically bouncing off of kills. There's 1 kill here, triggering a reaction there, triggering another one here. And look at this PRT, he's having the time of his life. Hello there.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, no. RCF even missing the shot as well. 5 still alive. A 10th round on the board for TeamOne. And
it's unfortunate. I think Jake was spot on, right? The problem for Ye is that they haven't really had forward position to have deep information and have someone as an anchor. The problem is they had it here and they got smacked. He was in the longhouse and he got punished.
At that point, it's all about winning the duel, right? You gotta win that duel. If you're in that position, you put yourself in a position where you do good for your team. You gotta win that duel, and he was not able to. So it's not only one aspect TeamOne is winning at right now. It's not only the positioning on the map. It's also the fact that they're winning the duels as individuals.
I've got one for Elliot to bring our fine doesn't put it up on the screen. How's the opening duels going? There we go. That's also something we can get behind. That goes on our story and our narrative.
I think even our Jake can answer that question with the help of the internet.
Let's see if we can beat Elliot.
Oh, here we go. It's a race. Pimp versus Elliot. Yeah, Gaming's the Eagles versus TeamOne's full artillery. Actually, number advantage to, yeah.
Heading into this match, it was 32 in favor of TeamOne to 22 to 22 in favor of T1. So 10 opening duels going their way. I believe after this map, it's going to be much more dire.
Yeah, it seems it. Definitely seems it. We're looking for 11th round being put up here for TeamOne.
Swisher's got a kit. Swisher's got a kit, and Mounts has to wait for his teammates to come support him. So it gives time to Swisher to reposition, be a little bit closer to the action. If someone were to be overzealous, over-eager to peek, it could be a punish, but Mouse is so quick on the trigger. I talked to you about his mechanical skill. Wow, he is really fast.
He's feeling it right now. I think the entirety of TeamOne is feeling it. Well, feeling yourself is a good thing, especially if you're in touch with your emotions, Maniac. Could be
It's
a
really
way
important to be in touch with your emotions. I think it's an underrated aspect of life.
Yeah. You want to talk about it, or?
I mean, you have a couch. We can have a session right here. Talk about our feelings. Oh, we can talk about Counter-Strike.
Yeah, let's talk about Counter-Strike then. Let's talk about RCF not getting it done so far. Okay, I take that back. I take that back. That was a nice shot through the smoke. And that is exactly what they need, right? A 4th round right here could potentially be the first step of coming back into this game. T-side quickly spins out of control. RCF goes aggressive again. This is what we needed, right? We needed them to be aggressive and proactive. We did not need Fatsin to die, but he did. We'll find ourselves in a 4 versus 4. And once again, Melps been having a great game here in Dust 2. Finding a lot of impact and killing people.
The flashes that were going over there is going to push RCF back, and really from his position, he needed to make a difference with it. We've got a triple AWP set up on the CT side. That's a wild one on its own. Maybe it is a round that will help them, or a wave that will help them get another round. Maybe they can get the 11-4 again.
The problem is if Team1 is aware that 2 players is towards the B bomb side, A is very vulnerable, and I think that is the case. You can see top left corner, a T player is now rotating all the way from B in towards long, and they're well aware that there's 2 players right now located towards the B bomb side, so they're playing 2-2. That way A, well, you can only have 1 long and 1 short, which is exactly what they got right now, which means the Twisher, he's all by himself. He needs help from his mate, and that flash we talked about coming in behind him, that has to come in now. There we go, peeks on the flash, gets the first, gets the second. That's the team play we needed to see. Great job by Swisher, and a 3rd one as well. Round is still alive though. Barton with a hard 1 versus 2.
He doesn't have... Oh, he has a flash now, I wanted to say, but he's going to have to juke these AWP kills. Beta shot, maybe. That's one way to go about it. Jiggle peek into destruction onto Dumao. Now he's got 10 seconds, but he doesn't have time. I don't think he has time. He got to run with the knife, buddy. That's your only way. 6 seconds, 5, 4, and that's it. Wait a minute. Does he have time?
No.
By the millisecond?
No. There we go. 11-4, real close at the end to potentially make it 12-3, but he can't quite stick the bomb down, so we're going to kick it back to a break, and when we come back, we'll see the conclusion of this deciding map.
Stand when you are not near.
We are back and in action. It's 11-4 lead for TeamOne as Yeah Gaming have struggled once again. It seems like Nuke is on repeat and maybe Yeah Gaming can bounce back and grab a few rounds to gain some inches. But realistically, it's all in One's favor.
The CT side wasn't looking too good for Yeah Gaming, but that's not necessarily meaning that the T side can't be good. The pistol, though, is very, very important. DreamHack has been dropped the P250 and armor. Maybe they can work with that. The same with RCF right here. I like the commitment to the P250. Take to do a long distance. Two players are stuck at car, and that's a nice shot by RCF.
Bait and switch. That is a bait and switch.
Yeah,
Pesta has taken the fight willfully, hoping that no one would check his teammate. And they at the moment don't have a Molotov to clean that up. So it's going to be on to PRT to seize the opportunity if they so decide to play towards A-long. So we're going to keep an eye on him. He might just be the destroyer of worlds.
He has to stand still, right? That's a nice bait and switch. Unfortunately, he didn't get to do any damage.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
You believe in it? 2 kills at the very least now.
2 would be a victory for him. Because he's going to be undetected. Look at this. Absolutely unsuspecting tease. Walking forward. First kill and a second kill. Told you. PRT seizing the moment, seizing the opportunity.
Oh no.
Views coming in from behind. The good cover coming in from Barton. Saving his teammate quite literally. And now it's RCF and DreamHack. They started with an opening kill, but they got met with violence. The P250 raining through. And somehow they turning things around. It's no 1 versus 2. They've done it.
What is this? The P250 is popping heads left, right, and center. They made it work out of nowhere. A confusing pistol round for sure. Now it's all on Barton, and well, he didn't have a hope in hell's chance there. Instantly domed, head ripped clean off, and yeah, do grab the important pistol round. But you gotta say, PRT's position, it played to perfection. The flash came out, he's able to capitalize on it, and there you kind of thought, it's over. Yeah, Gaming aren't getting this, but no.
Yeah.
P250 power.
That was the first time tonight I had to stop myself from clapping in my fat hands because I really wanted to. That was so well played. They got that play to perfection, and then it happened. The P250 happened. That was some nice shots as well, but the idea coming out of TeamOne right there and the execution, that was absolutely perfect. Unfortunately for them, the outcome, not so much. Yeah, well.
He might catch one player slipping. Fires off a few deagle shots. They did expect it at least. Bit of damage, but that's all he's going to get for it.
Great recovery. Still a decent buy right here. 2 scouts on distance. That can still be dangerous.
Could this be the pistol round where they actually get the follow-up round?
Yeah, seems like it.
It's looking well. It's looking quite well. Pass up with a couple of warning shot in the butt. Will be coming back for more. Enjoys it anyway. The rest of the T's making their way through long. We see a couple of smokes being deployed and they're just sneaking behind. Sides being compromised, and with that kill, probably the hopes of anything being achieved in that round for TeamOne. Barton will be taken off clean, and now it's just Maluki with the scout. A for effort, A for style. RCF is long gone. And Madzin, Fadzin actually, Fast Zin, not Madzin, Fast Zin. Take him out of his misery.
He's making up his name for him now as well, Maniac. If you could rename yourself in your gaming name, what would it be?
If I could rename myself?
Have a different...
Wow. Never really thought about it. You know, I was 11-year-old when I picked Maniac. So people ask me why, and I just genuinely cannot give them an answer because it's been too long. I can't remember what I was thinking about.
I originally played under Vegeta, and obviously that was Dragon Ball character, so I wasn't going to stick around with that for too long. Then I played with Roo, you know, from Winnie the Pooh.
All right.
The little kangaroo.
Got that whole cartoony
well, no, I had 4 sisters. They're all older than me, so they used to call me Roo. And I just went with that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use my surname. It's pretty powerful.
James. Yeah. I'll take it personally. I think your story is fascinating. I'm just realized a full go-round is unfolding, and TeamOne have a shot at it. They've made it with basically nothing, and now it's a 2 versus 2. AKs on the body of Maluki. Some damage. Whoa, that was an incredible amount of damage.
How did he hit
just
both
through
of
the
them?
smoke?
He hit both of them. Maluki's coming in to back him up as well.
Some wanted magic over here.
Oh, he's got a molly. RCF flashing over. He wants to keep him at bay for as long as possible. The flash comes out from both sides. They pushed on in the site. The flames have burnt Swisher. Has he made a huge blunder? Yes, he has. This round paid off while my story did not.
No, your story did not. But for TeamOne, it was perfect. They make it work with barely nothing. Oh my, oh my. We were praising Ye for their ability to sustain the force buy.
Well,
they did it, and now you just fell apart even worse.
Just to mess it up the round after. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. No armor on any of the players in this round, yet they still make it work. TeamOne putting the 12th round on the board, and yeah, Gaming, well, this is it. They win this one, they're back in the game. They lose, they're out. No money, no nothing. We're looking at a scoreline that would be 13-6, making it 14-6 with the no money most likely. So
aggressive again.
This is a key round, and Pesadillo, he's not gonna wait around.
Oh my, he just went straight in for it, got away, got the kill. PRT's there to back him up a bit. Ooh, Deagle shot taken, but it's not going to connect. Swisher was hoping to make some magic happen here, but he doesn't have a rifle. He's the one that's suffering just on the Deagle to play with.
Or V5, complicated situation for Ye Gaming. Gathering up towards the B bomb site. Over there is Barton with the AK, waiting for them with open arms. What do they have to play with? A smoke, 2 flashes, and the Molotov. So you gotta hope for a clean entry onto the side. Then you can dispose of that smoke towards the door, Molotovs towards window, and then the clutch is kind of open. But this man right here has been extremely powerful, and RCF shines with the AWP. We talked about him. We talked about how needed he was, and he did exactly that. Maluki feeling himself, wanting to go through the smoke with the AWP. Might be regretting at the end, but he's just doubling down on the aggression.
Oh! So close. Yet so far, there's still a winnable round for TeamOne. Bomb's not going to be planted just yet. Swisher has been tagged up. And this is just great. RCF, he took way too long, but he's still got a chance in it. Are they going to face him? Surely not. 1 versus 1. RCF needing to clutch this out. It's a big win, but time's not on his side. They're hunting him down. They're on point for it. And RCF, he takes the gamble. It pays off massively there because he knew if he picked up that bomb and tried to plant it, he would be pushed.
You are correct. The way he approaches the 1v1 is very interesting. He realizes if he goes for the plant, he's then pushed by the time, pressured to stay on the bomb site. He flipped the script. He went for a different approach. He went for the 1v1, and that was perfect from RCF. He steps up massively. Jacob talked about it. That was a do-or-die situation for Ye Gaming, and they have pulled it together. Can they survive the threat of the USPs and the Deagles?
So far, so good, but I'm not saying anything just yet. I'm not even going to say a story. That didn't
what
work
about
out.
what about happening with your sisters and your name? I didn't get the end of it. That was really sad.
That's a bad story anyway.
Wow, that's just mean. That's just straight up mean.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be called Winnie the Pooh's rude name anymore because my sister called me it, and then I just chose Banks because my name's Banks. You know, there you go. It was really creative.
Have you thought about, you know, making a catchphrase out of that? You know, taking it to the banks?
Like, that would be the most obvious thing to go do. I think Foreign suggested that to me. He's like, oh, you should have like a throw that you always do is like using your name. And I'm like, I don't want to be that corny, fake American like rubbish, you know. Not the American adverts, TV shows, they're all like, Ned, ha ha ha. Like, no, I'm not doing that, man. I'm very British. I'm not going to be like over the top.
Once again, you didn't do...
That's
so, you know, you've watched
impersonation.
American adverts and TV shows, all the fake happiness and the positivity and all this, like, oh, life is so great.
Okay.
And then you get the cheesy catchphrase and he's like, there. And then everyone's supposed to laugh and it's a fake laughter. I'm not doing that, man.
Well, you know who's got fake laugh right now? Ye Gaming. Down 12-8. They seem to have made the right decision. Interestingly enough, TeamOne have a lot of these 4-man stars toward the A side. It's something I have spotted today when I was watching the demos. They do these Astralis begin at
this is the
first
perfect
step.
timing.
Coming in. Pesta is right on time. Maluki being punished. Do they suspect him? Do they know? Can they smell Pesta behind that box? They're pulling back though. They're changing the course.
Yeah, that pick changed everything for them. They're hoping someone's going to make a move on short. We said about RCF needing to come up huge, and
he's doing it
here now. Yeah, when it matters, when it counts, he's making the magic.
He's been quite impactful, I have to say. I called him out on that second map. He's been denied a lot of opportunities on Nuke, but he's making good for it on that second half. Execute or not an execute actually, just pressure towards Catwalk,
Making
hoping
it.
to pull a rotation.
Oh, he's jumped
Pesta
down.
just changed. He moved away from his position. That was exactly what they were hoping for. But no one is checking for him. That's where he's going to be easy. Banks.
Yes.
I wanted to give it to you in a very energetic way.
Just my name, but that's the weirdest, craziest throw I've ever had. I didn't expect it, Maniac. You threw me off. Like, I thought it was something I missed, or like...
I thought we were both sharing the excitement of him, you know, spraying down people.
I was until he fluffed like the last bit, and I'm like, oh, he deserves to die.
I'll give it to you. That was not my best. It's not my best work.
Only one way to get that up. Just like Doom out. Playing and practicing, and right now he's doing both. Nice kill by Swisher, nice kill by Doom out as well, and they're closing down around 12-9. It looked like TeamOne Esports, they're about to close out the game, and a little bit of disrespect
a little bit of banter.
well. A little bit of a nerve as well, yeah? We talked about that coming into the game as well. You want a bit of nerve, and let's be honest, both of these lineups, you know, they have a realistic shot at claiming, you know, being the best Brazilian squad. The best Brazilian squad, yeah? Being the best Brazilian squad within North America right now, as both MIBR and Furia are in Europe on an adventure, which for both parts are going quite well. MIBR won again today in the upper bracket semi-final in Flashpoint, and Furia, well, they're back to life. They're back to their old self, winning games left, right, and center here in DreamHack as well. So a lot on stake.
Going aggressive.
Yeah, right. It's been too one-dimensional. TeamOne. It's the same recipe round after round, and to be fair, it worked once, but it hasn't worked 3 or 4 times in a row now. So you may want to change that up.
We saw him do it with weapons, with force buys, with pistols. Like, there has been so much CT aggression at mid that if you're you can just comfortably sit back and say, okay, I'll wait for that free kill that I can get. Swisher's had a lot of room here.
Yeah, but do they expect them? I thought they had a spot. And then the CT spawn punishes can come through. Great spray from Swisher. Getting out of a complicated situation. Putting down the smoke, making sure he's going to stay alive. It's important to put money in the bank right now. Zumao is going to be obliterated by mobs. Again, we talked about his kill, and now PRT comes in with the deagle. And in the span of 5 seconds, there's actually a question about the end of that game, the end of that round. RCF with the pop flash. Mobs now alone. 1 versus 2 with the AK. He's got information, but he doesn't have time. No kit. He's got a smoke, and that's not going to be enough. RCF steps up big time. He's now on 19 kills. He's had a quiet first half, that we know for sure, but he is stepping up massively when they need him. They might be the reason why they're pulling the comeback together.
7 of those kills have been an opening frag. Like, just as we saw Maluka on the first map, winning 8 out of 8. RCF, he's 7 for 8 right now, so he's finding that impact we so much wanted him to, right? That AWP duel has evened out a little bit, and we haven't seen, to be fair, Maluki the last couple of rounds. He hasn't found any impact whatsoever on Dust 2 in the later stages. And I feel like that could be a way to go right now for TeamOne. They need to shut down EA Gaming.
We should remind everyone at home that this was an 11-4 first half for TeamOne. It's now 12-10. Yeah, are pulling this back. On the timing just there for Dumao. So unfortunate.
The only round they won so far was eco round. No armor.
Yeah.
P250, USP, that's it. Haven't been able to win a weapon round so far. So it definitely doesn't bode well for One Esports right now, but still plenty of rounds to be played, and I don't know, but it started to feel a bit like an OT. I feel like both teams have been in the game, and they're even in many aspects.
Good retake. A lot of information being grounded by TeamOne. They have abandoned long again. Seems to be their go-to. Seems to be a protocol they use a lot. They're not going to be punished for it quite yet. We see quite a clear decision coming out of the EA Gaming. The B split should be on the cards. RCF again. We've mentioning his name non-stop because he's been finding the kills. He's been dictating the pace, creating opportunities for his teammates. And now TeamOne have 3 players towards that B split. Unsure as to what's going to happen.
RCF going to be looking for another opportunity to put the pressure on to TeamOne, and that's exactly what he's going to do. They push their way up, but time is not on Ye's side. They should be able to get the plant down, but they've left this very...
Wait. They got no time. They got no time.
My God.
He's going to win alone. He's going to win the 1v5 without touching anyone.
I have never ever in my life seen anything like it.
Oh, it was all so good. I was like, oh, it must be that person first running. He was the second one. Look at his face. He's like, ha.
I have never been so hyped by someone hiding behind the car towards B side.
That was the most important position in the round.
That's gonna sting quite a lot right there, I'm not gonna lie. Maluki finding a kill. Attack through the wall and once again pushing up middle. They've been doing it so much and this is it. It's gonna work now. Nope. RCF takes it down.
This is it. It's gonna work now. Boom.
Nope.
Sometimes you're gonna take this risk, just like Maluki is doing with the
damage.
scout. Good tag, destruction for fast. And another one on RCF. It feels like that 1v5-1 just gave them wings.
Oh,
he's hitting everything.
For it. Scout Master over here. Don't give him more opportunities. Come on, yeah. You're a bit smarter than that. Look at this aggressive position. Mount is there. He sees the shadow. He's got the bomb in front of him. There's an AK on the ground. He puts the smoke down and gives himself some cover to play with. Bu is low. Bu is on his own. And Bu goes down.
Take a timeout now. Take a timeout. Try to reset.
Go for a walk. Leave your house. Go for a walk. Just go for a walk.
Leave your house.
Leave your house for 5 minutes.
No, but honestly,
come back.
you've been by far the best playing team so far in this game, and you've lost 3 rounds so far. 1 to a USP P250 eco. 1 in a 1v5 where you forget to plant the bomb, and now this to a scout. Besides that, you've been by far the better playing team. Calm down. Continue what you're doing because it was working. Imagine if they end up losing this game in this fashion, Matthew.
It's very much on the cards, Jacob. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's going to sting bad, isn't it?
You see the purchases coming out of EA Gaming. There's an AWP on RCF, and he's been a miracle worker so far. Despite the unfortunate circumstances for EA Gaming, Duma on the AK, accompanied by Swishup, these 3 will have to step up big time. 14-10 now. I cannot believe 3 minutes ago we were talking about how EA Gaming were putting together one of the craziest comeback we've seen today. And now it just feels like a distant memory. A bad dream. The one you had, you wake up sweating. It was a nightmare. You were calling your name, but no one was coming to help you. We're trying to open the door, but it was locked. You had no pens on in the school. Some of these nightmares, we've all had them.
That sounds like a personal...
What was that last one?
Yeah.
Never had a D&D nightmare where you have no clothes on? Doesn't matter. It's time for another story, because Maz has something to say with the AK. 3 quick headshots. He's been an absolute beast. And he's going to continue. He's not shying away from the fight, and why should he? He's a beast.
Beast mode activated. He's been sipping that Monster Energy drink all day long. And now, final map, just like me, he's hyped up and ready to deliver in every single way.
What
15-10.
What a way to end up losing anyway for EA Gaming, right?
But look at this. Look at how crisp he is. We have to talk about how talented he is with the rifle. He is quite impressive.
He's been by far the most impactful rifle player on the server, on Dust 2, without a doubt. On both sides, you know, he found impact on the CT side, and he's finding impact on the T side as well right now. Of course, doing one hell of a job. RCF, we gotta put some respect on his name as well. We did call him out for not finding too much impact, especially on Nuke, but here in Dust 2, he was a big part of the reason as to why it looked like EA Gaming were gonna fight their way back. That shot right there from Maluki, the best AWP on the server, looks good. Quick response from Fastin, but still a 4 versus 4, and they're fighting for their lives right now. If they were to lose this round, that'd be it. They lose the series 2-1, so everything is being pulled out now.
The spray through the smoke working out as well. A lot of damage being done. He's softening him up nicely. PRT wants to do some more damage. More bodies hit the floor. More players being pushed back as RCF. His hopes and dreams are being ruined. He's the only one left alive. He hits a nice scout shot, but that's so much still for him to do. 4 health. Just a stray bullet, a little spam will put an end to his madness. He's been the mad lad for his team. But this is a tall thing to ask of him. Maybe he catches one player, but no, it's not going to work out. Bartin comes in with a final kill, and we see it from him. TeamOne, off the back of a round they had no business winning, off of a huge error made by they still get the win over the series. They claimed us too.
It was a good effort though, right? They tried to fight their way back into that game, and they did a good job. As you said, lost a couple of unfortunate rounds, they probably shouldn't have lost. I have never ever seen a team being 5 men alive with full HP and forget to plant the bomb. I don't know how you mentally reset from that. I've never tried it myself, but they didn't seem to be able either.
No, it changed the entire course of that game, right? I feel like I have forgotten what happened before it. It's like it's an absolute trauma that just happened on the server, right? We had TeamOne with a great start, then Ye Gaming catching back up, mounting that comeback, and then this 1v5. Behind it, the scout kills, and with it, catastrophe.
The comeback was truly on, but it wasn't meant to be. It's them who walk away with it, and yeah, will be kicking themselves after a terrible error made by them. We'll be breaking down this and doing all the interviews as we get back from the break. TeamOne claimed Dust 2 and the series, but it was looking bleak for them. There was a massive comeback being mounted by Ye, but it led to nothing. They made an extremely important mistake of not planting the bomb. They ran out of time, they took too long, and one player just sat back in B and said, you know what? I don't have to do anything in this round. We'll still take the win. And after that, it was either Ye being crushed from the significant error they made, or just the boost that it gave TeamOne in order to claim the whole game.
Probably a bit of both, let's be honest, right? If you're in a situation like that, as I said before, I've never tried it personally, and I don't think Matthew has either, but you can only imagine how deflating that is for the environment within the team, because up until that point, they were doing a good job finding their way back into the game.
Yeah, it changed the entire course of this series, and we could just see the reaction coming in from TeamOne right after hit. The scout hit, absolutely beautiful for Maluki, and that's a name that we've used time and time again in that series because he was absolutely lights out. I do want to say that I believe TeamOne were the better team in general in that series. If you think about how easily they disposed of their opponent on Nuke, remind that Mirage was an extremely close affair. So at the end of the day, it makes sense.
The T sides, right? That's what it came down to. Their T sides were well drilled, well oiled, and they knew what was going on. They had a plan and it was working out.
There was a lot of instances where they were good at flashing for each other, good at waiting out the time. They switched it up as well, you know, playing fast, playing slow. So they showed not only one face, if I dare to say, they showed a couple of faces of their T side, which to me is a great sign that you have a little bit of depth within your playbook. Yesterday, for an example, all we saw was just a default and then some peaks, and that's it. So they're showing a good side of themselves. If there is one thing I want to point out, and that goes for both teams, you know, they were too easy to get into the scrappy Counter-Strike. When one team started to play the scrappy version, the other one said, okay, you play scrappy, we play scrappy. At that point, I would like one of the teams to say, okay, you can play scrappy, but we're going to continue with our control way of playing Counter-Strike. If they can do that against some of these American teams, I think they do even better.
Yeah, they were forced into a mud fight, basically, quite quickly. As soon as one team was on the back foot, they forced the duels, they made it messy Counter-Strike, and as Jacob is pointing out, the other team could not really put that under control. They accepted the fight, they opened up avenues of, you know, duels left and right, rounds being turned on its head, and at the end of the day, it favored the most skilled team, and it looked to be TeamOne.
It certainly was TeamOne, and we are going to go to an interview. This time we've got Malbs with us to discuss what this epic series was. Now Malbs, the first thing I want to ask you, buddy, that round where they forgot to plant and gave you the time, what did you guys say at that point? Malbs? Oh no.
I think he's feeling exactly what his opponent felt when he planned the bomb.
Thank you.
He's doing what they were doing.
He's feeling thank you.
Now I know.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, just waiting.
What would you be thinking in that situation?
I'd be thinking, thank you for giving me an amazing opportunity to win the round and win the game. And
the thing is, you never really realize, you know, the time is going down, and even you see the 4, 5, 3, you think, okay, that's going to happen, they're going to plant, and then you have that 1 second when you hear counter-terrorist win.
Well, while we didn't get the interview, we did get to see his pretty face. So what we'll do for now is we'll look at the head-to-head.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's talk about snipers.
Let's
talk about AWPs. Let's talk about RCF and Maluki.
And this is our aim high stats from the US Air Force here. RCF going up against Maluki, and the important factor here is both these guys had impact, one just slightly more.
Yeah, and it doesn't really get much closer, does it, right? 1.3 in KD. The ADR is somewhat similar. The opening kills 12 to 15. I will say, though, it felt like Malik, had more impact when it mattered the most, right? RCF, he came alive on Dust 2 when they made the comeback, but apart from that, on Nuke, he was nowhere to be found. And on Mirage, he had impact, but not as much as the other guy.
I absolutely echo that sentiment. I feel like the kills that Maluki found specifically on Nuke almost always led to round 1, right? They had this ability to transform that opening into a conversion. On Nuke, they've made it time and time again, whereas RCF, well, unfortunately, he's on the loser camp, right? But we have to give him an A for effort because he did put up a great fight.
He did put up a good fight. That's what it's all about. We're going to try this again. Let's
get
the phone ringing. Let's see if Malbs is listening, if he's ready and waiting. Malbs, do you hear me?
Hello.
Hey!
Sorry.
No, don't you worry. Don't you worry. You're busy celebrating after that one. Now, the first question I wanted to ask you, that round where they forgot to plant, what did you guys say when you managed to get away with that round? Because they were making a big comeback against you guys.
Yeah, we were just like laughing, and we still just like, thank you for the round, Like, I didn't really even notice that we won the round.
Well, you did win the round, and then after that, you guys just
but I
set
didn't
off.
notice.
No, but doesn't matter, does it? You got it. That's the main thing. But after that, right, something changed within you guys. You got more aggressive again. You started winning and taking advantage of it. Do you think it was a bit down to just you guys getting a boost, thinking that you were given a chance, you're going to make the most of it?
I don't think it gave us like a boost. I think it played on their motivation, because losing that around like the, I don't know, 1v5 is just like devastating, So we took advantage of it, and I think it's what really helped us to close the game.
Going back to Mirage, it was a back and forth fight where I would argue you guys could have won. Were you disappointed not winning Mirage and winning the series 2-0?
We should have won that like 2-0 in that Mirage, but I had an off game and I wasn't feeling like comfortable. And but yeah, that should have gone to 2-0 definitely.
Sure, and that was leading into my next question. You were showing some brilliance on Dust 2. We up here on the desk, we don't watch much Counter-Strike from your region, right? But what you showed us today, is that the level we can expect from you for the rest of the tournament as well?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really hoping to keep showing my top level.
And how do you fancy your chances in the overall tournament? Looking at these other teams, Chaos, for example, you think you have what it takes to go all the way and bring that trophy home?
Yeah, we have been working really hard to like get into the tier 1 barrier, like from NA, and yeah, we are definitely looking to win the tournament and beat everyone,
And now I just want to get technical for a millisecond, because when I looked at you guys, you seem to be playing 7 maps. Are you the only team in the world that can actually make it work?
Maybe.
Now, one final question I want to throw your way is the fact that in this tournament, right, you have a big chance of, as you said, making a name for yourself. How's practice right now? How is practice in NA? Are you getting enough quality practice in order for you guys to involve as a team and break through the tier 1 tier, which you're trying to here?
Not that much. We are just like really focusing on offline practices, because there's not much of like good teams to train against, and less now that we're in the tournament. Like we can't scream against the teams we're gonna play, So it's like focusing on our offline things, and of course using those things that we watched on the offline sessions against teams we got to scrim.
When you were scrimming against those kind of teams, though, when you were able to play against them in practice before, how were those kind of results going? Can you give us an idea of how you match up versus them?
It's kind of easy. I would say that they're going pretty well, the scrims that we have gotten.
Well, you certainly were the better team today, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys in action going forward, mate. Congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you soon.
Hopefully, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. What a nice young man. I like that.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Didn't realize they won the round.
Yes, that was so funny. He's like,
I don't really blame him.
What's happening? Yeah.
I don't really blame him.
In your head, you probably thought, like, we've lost this round, thinking next round, what's next? And then you're like, huh? Wait, what? Sometimes it happens, boys. Sometimes it happens. Let's take a look at today's results, though, and go through all of the madness that we saw go down. This is where we are at right now. G2 taking down Namiga, Cloud9 taking down Ents. Wow, Cloud9 got a win. Gambit taking down Complexity, TeamOne taking down Gaming, which we just saw here. Then on the second stream, Furia beating North. That's not really a surprise. FaZe did get it over Contact Gaming. The heroic one, even though it says 2-0, we know how close that could have got and how it did go down. And then Mythic beat the Whalers. Mythic's the stream team, right?
I mean, that is correct. That's with Flom and Adrian, Davey. So I would be very happy to, you know, cast them and see how they play.
I want one of those games.
Absolutely.
I want to speak to those boys because obviously they play a lot, right? But like they play a lot of pugs, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, streaming is not a bad thing, James.
Oh, Pimp, you know a bit about that.
Yeah,
just a little bit. There we go. Should we go for our top plays, boys? Should we get into it? Let's see our top plays for today. Now we're going to be starting off with Spinks is 4K Deagle here. It was in the game Contact versus FaZe.
That's some bad action coming in with the Deagle right here. Finding some cool shots.
Yeah, that second one was absolutely sexy. Then Colzera having absolutely no chance whatsoever. And another one on the Kirby. Man, oh man, that was really nice. Boom. Right there. Beep.
Beep.
Sound of my Deagle.
I think we got some quite spicy matches or kills coming in right here. Inters with an ace here on Mirage, and the fact that this is only number 4. Well, I want to see the number 3, 2, and 1 in just a couple of seconds, because what we see right here on the screen, that is absolutely fantastic by Inters. Doing a good job again today.
This was my number 1, no matter what.
Yeah, he was really impactful today. He had a lot of impact. As number 3, we move on to Floppy with the Glock in the 1v3 versus Ents. Obviously, as you can see, that was on Nuke, and oh my, he is absolutely swift. He is so swift, his nickname is not even in the kill feed. He's just too fast for that. Counter-Strike ain't no time for Floppy.
Invisible Floppy getting it done.
Got the invisibility K from Harry Potter, just having a good time.
Now we're moving on to DJ getting a 4K USP on Inferno. See what magic he can pull off here. We've seen a lot of good USP
you know
shots
what
today.
I really like about these players is because we haven't seen all of them. They absolutely mind-blow me in. They make me go crazy. I'm losing my English just looking at these headshots.
That was very skilled. Moving on to number 1 though. Borup in a 1 versus 4 clutch right here against Spirit. And let me remind you, the score right now is 18 to 17 for Spirit. So if Borup is not winning this 1 versus 4, Heroic is going to lose that second map and potentially the entire game. So the fact that he's able to pull these clutches off in this smoke as well, bit of style punch, good nade right here, and a second kill, fantastically done by Borup.
How many times do we see players actually putting up these clutches through the door, through the smoke, because they have the lineup? For the viewers at home, that is a reminder. Learn new lineups. Learn exactly where you plant the bomb, and if there's a smoke in front of you, it doesn't matter. Learn when you shoot, and you got it.
Well, let's have an overview of our brackets, right? Let's see where we've been at after today, after all the madness has gone down. We're looking at Group A here for Europe, and Gambit was the first team through to playoffs. Heroic joining them in the end. And actually, I'd quite like at some point to see a Heroic versus Gambit matchup. That's a nice one.
Yeah, I say the only real surprise I see here on the bracket for today is, of course, Complexity not winning today. Gambit doing a good job.
No, indeed. And now we have Group B coming in. Sitting at the top of the Mount, Godsend versus Mouseport is going to be a game, obviously. G2 versus Furia. Oh, that one could be an interesting one when you consider the shape that Furia has been showing.
And we still have the Astralis against Liquid coming up. I cannot wait for that one. You know, 2 of the best teams in the history of Counter-Strike going toe-to-toe in the lower bracket. One of them will lose and one of them will finish at the last place of this tournament. Unheard of.
Oh, it is unheard of. We're going to get some banging games coming out there. Onto the North American side of things. We covered it just yesterday. We saw Chaos managing to take down the Rugrats. Well, now they've got to try and take down Rebirth to make it through to playoffs. Down in the lower bracket, we got Rugrats taking on Triumph. I just want to have a chance to say Rats a few more times, you know.
Hashtag Rats. And for Triumph, they have actually something to prove here, right?
Definitely.
They made it to the final of the Imaging NA, and now they have to stay alive. And now we have our Group B here. Obviously, we have witnessed TeamOne defeat Yay 2-1. It needed 3 maps. Meanwhile, with Mythic made their way through against the New England Whalers, and now it means that in the lower bracket it's going to be Yay versus Whalers.
Wasn't Launders and Scrawny telling us that the Whalers are pretty decent?
They talked a bit about that, right?
They actually have been playing some decent Counter-Strike, judging by the results, but if you're losing to a stream team and in the fashion they did, 16-7 or 16-8 on the third map, well, you're not really doing too well, are you?
or the DreamHack Masters Winter would not be possible without all of our amazing sponsors. I gotta say a big thank you to Monster, Corsair, Intel, MSI, US Air Force as well. And guys, this has been another great day here at the DreamHack Masters. We've got a hell of a lot to look forward to when it comes to more games coming out here. You already touched on it, Pim, though. Astralis taking on Liquid in a lower bracket game. A lower bracket game. One of them are going out.
Yeah, I'm picturing any of these teams in the last place of the tournament, and it doesn't make sense in my head. But that is the reality. That is the world we live in.
Ooh, it's going to be the first game that we get to see tomorrow as well. That means people got a good game to tune in on. That means that we're going to get ourselves to bed. We're going to get ourselves ready for another day of exciting Counter-Strike action. And you guys at home, you best be joining us because you won't want to miss to see exactly how it's all going to pan out. Astralis or Liquid will be eliminated in that opening game. Let's find out who it is tomorrow.